Turnbull is an author who mainly writes young adult fantasy. However, she's hoping to branch into science fiction, horror, and new adult. Books got her through her darkest years as a teenager, and she hopes that one day hers will inspire young people to keep going. Jessica, take it away.
Hiya, my name is Jess. I mainly write fantasy, sci-fi, horror. Um, the book that I'm going to be reading from today is a book about dragons and their partners with elemental powers. I'm going to be reading a battle scene because they're my favorite scenes to read, and I'm hoping that you'll enjoy it. And just let me know in the comments how you feel. It's time. A circle has been marked out in white tape on the grassy grass of the arena. The crowd has been told to stay on the outskirts of the field, so as the circle takes up all the space but the corners. We've been told that there are 4 rounds to the competition, and the overall winner will be given £1,000 and their own office reward for their partner winning. A dark blue collar has been put around Aquis's neck to symbolise the water element. I have to wear a matching scarf to show the same. There is no order to who goes first. Names are randomly generated for each fight. If a dragon wins their fight in round 1, they proceed to the next round, and so on. The first fight was Asteroid against a dragon with electricity. Both dragons had bitten and swiped at each other until Asteroid flew up high and blew the other dragon to the ground, rendering it unconscious. It was a quick fight, over in less than a minute. Each time they generated names in the judges' box, I've held my breath, hoping that Aquis's name would never be called. Cerberus against Aqueous. Ray's voice echoes through the speakers. No. No. My companion looks to me for guidance, but what can I say? He basically has to fight against his sister. Do your best, I tell him. He presses his face against mine. Don't worry about letting me down. I'll be proud of you, whatever happens. With a flash of terror in his eyes, he flies off to take his place on the field. Cerberus faces him, her teeth bared and tail lashing. She's not afraid to hurt him, but I don't know if he's okay with hurting her. I can't see my brother in the crowd. Is he hiding from me? Is he upset? Hazy. I'm thankful to see one familiar face push through the sea of people. Braith grabs my hand and kisses it softly. Have you seen? Yeah. He told Cerberus not to bother with who he is, just to fight to the best of her ability. What have I led Aqueous into? I should have stayed home, I whimper. No, everyone had to do it. Ray would have just come for you anyway. We turn to the battle as the horn begins. Cerberus opens her mouth immediately and shoots electricity at my companion, but all she hits is empty air. Aqueous circles her in the sky, eyeing her for weak spots or injuries. Another bolt of electricity is fired. It misses his head by inches. With an angry roar, he swoops down and drags his claws along her back, making her scream in fury. He's not fast enough to get away, however, as she grabs his tail tip. He convulses violently as electricity streams through his body and crashes to the ground, leaving a trail of upturned earth behind him. She jumps on him and clamps her jaws around his leg, shaking her head in a bid to get him to give up. He screams and whacks her in the face when he unfolds his wings. This makes her angrier, however. She digs her claws into his hide and drags them down his body. With a terrified screech, my companion kicks her off, but she gets up just as quickly as she goes down. Just as she opens her mouth to fire more electricity, my partner scoops dirt in his claws and throws it at her face. Blinded, she desperately paws at her face to recover her sight. I know what he's going to do before he does it, the move he learned from Marco. He fires water at her legs, making her crumple into a heap. Then he quickly rises to his feet and stomps them in the ground. With his wings spread and his eyes closed, he lunges backwards into the air, throwing ice-cold water at the defenseless dragon. After a few seconds, she gets up, the water having washed away the dirt. Out of rage, she launches into the air to attack my partner, only for him to move out of the way and slam his tail on her head. Dazed, she falls to the ground and lands on her back, her foot twitching. It seems like a lifetime before Ray starts counting. Cerberus makes no move to get up. She just lies on the ground with her feet in the air. 10. Aqueous wins. Finally, Cerberus clambers to her paws, leaning on Aqueous for support as they limp towards the crowd. As soon as they reach the outskirts, I throw my arms around my companion's neck, and he lifts a foot to hug me closer. That is just one of the battle scenes in my books, but there are several others if you are interested in reading it. Thank you.